Hello, you amazing people. Welcome back to RXMemes. All right, so right off the bat, let's discuss yesterday's question of the day, which was Coke or Pepsi. A lot of people were pro Pepsi Max, which I've never heard of and I've never tried or seen. So I really want to get my hands on some of that. And a lot of people were self-professed Coke addicts. Also, there were a lot of people who are super healthy and made me realize that my question was not inclusive because some people don't drink pop. And for those people, I strive to be like those people. Actually, I can't say that because that would mean I was actually attempting to be healthier, but I admire those people. So I apologize for not asking an inclusive question, but hopefully you'll be able to answer today's. Anyways, some of my favorite answers were I don't drink pop, diet cherry Pepsi, obviously, because that's my favorite and I'm biased. One person said lemonade, and lemonade, let me tell you, is my all-time favorite drink of the world ever in my life. So that person, I feel you, I relate to you so hard, maybe we're twins. And for those of you who said water, I respect you. You guys are the lifeblood of our society, and thank you for everything you're doing. With that being said, I'm drinking a Diet Pepsi right now, and today's question is, what month is your birthday? I'm asking because I want to know, and our first story has to do with a birthday. I also want to sneakily try and figure out your zodiac signs to see if we could actually be friends or not. Do you know what I mean? Today we're diving into r/maliciouscompliance for another compilation. So let's get into it. Ew, don't talk to me. Well, okay. Posted by user/unfocusmycheat. I frequent a bar that's the last stop for people doing their free birthday drink run through 5 or 6 other places. Oftentimes, people have only heard of 1 or 2 of the places on the run, so they go to the ones they've heard of, get the respective theme, gimmick drink, and then ask the bartenders about others. Once they've hit all the spots, they're pointed to the joint I mentioned originally. But it's different there. At that joint, the poor bastard who asks for the free birthday drink is distracted while one bartender yells, "It's your birthday?" spins a yarn and mixes an overcomplicated random drink. The birthday yell cues anyone else who is working to run behind the bar and fill pitchers with water. It also cues the regulars to get clear. Once the pitchers are full, the overcomplicated distraction drink is given to the poor bastard. When the birthday boy throws it back, he gets a minimum of 6 pitchers of water tossed on him. A gang of beard-up dudes showed up, doing the usual thing one night. Birthday boy had frosting in his hair already, and one of his friends immediately ordered his free birthday drink. Definitely a deliberate setup. There were 8 guys working inside that night, which meant this was going to be 16 pitchers of water from multiple angles. I noticed a couple on the other side of a support column that would definitely be in the splash zone. A woman just on the other side of it, and the guy she was with on the other side of her. I said, "Hey, excuse me?" No response. Seemed like she turned her head to look over but didn't acknowledge me. I tapped her on the shoulder and she turned around and snapped, "Ew, don't talk to me." Had her hand up in my face and everything. She said, "Ugh," again, and then went to the other side of the guy, right next to the beard up birthday boy group. Well, okay. I looked to a security guy who saw the whole thing. He shrugged as if to say, "It's her own damn fault," and I just sat there in relative safety on the other side of my column. A few seconds later, loud slaps of water, laughter, the clatter of ice on the floor, and one really shrill shriek could be heard. My hands up on the bar, and the bottoms of my jeans got a little wet. No big deal. I stood up to wipe my hands on my thighs and made sure to make eye contact. Did that zipper across the lips gesture, gave her a thumbs up, and sat right back down. Didn't say a word, just like I was told. Her whole left side was soaked, hair flopped down, some kind of black makeup running down her cheek. Ha! I have never heard of a free birthday drink. I clearly didn't turn 18 or the legal drinking age in the right city to be in. Holy. But honestly, it's so satisfying. That girl really got what she deserved. Answer a drive-thru call now? But okay. Posted by user/generalram052. Okay, so this is my first post, so I don't know formatting well. Background. I worked at a particular donut place, sounds a little like Juntin' Jonuts, and was a team lead, meaning at the place I worked at, it worked like this. When you came into work, if it was after 2 p.m., you would clock in and pick straws with other team leads to see where you were stationed. This particular day, I was stationed as overall help, meaning I would have a headset on and if a drive-thru order came in and someone didn't answer it right away, I had to. If a counter person was filling an order and there was a line, I would help by taking the order of the next person. So on and so forth. People were very nice, and I knew a lot of the older folks by their face, and would have their order up before they even got to the counter because they always ordered the same thing. Story. It was a Monday afternoon and I got the overall help position and was filtering between drive-thru and counter. If anyone here worked a Junkin', you would understand the extra sugar in iced coffees require you to stir them more than you normally would in order for the sugar to mix in with the cold coffee. So I was 4 coffees into the order and just about to pick up the coffees to take them to the counter when the drive-thru ding goes off. I look over at drive-thru team lead, let's call her Sam, and see her leaning up against the wall cleaning gunk out from under her nails. She doesn't answer her headset and looks at me after a few seconds. The conversation went like this. "You gonna answer that, lazy?" Me holds up the 4 large iced coffees. "Kinda busy, Sam. You got this, kid." Side note, Sam was 20 years older than me and was a bitch, so I made it a point to call her child or kid whenever I had the chance. I was 20 and kinda dumb, but it made me feel better. And the store manager in a side room told me as long as I didn't try and purposely piss her off, it's okay because nicknames are okay in the workplace. Coolest boss ever. "Don't care, answer it." Like I said, Sammy boy, I can't or else I would. When I get a little ticked off, my vocabulary turns Scottish for some reason. A couple of the foster homes I grew up in were Scottish, maybe that's why. "Now." Looks at her dead in the eyes with a serious face. "Now?" "Yes." This is where I take the malicious compliance wholeheartedly. I drop all 4 of those large iced coffees on the floor and answer the headset with the most sickly sweet voice I could muster. "I do apologize about the wait, sir. One of our employees thought she didn't have to answer the headset, but thank you for choosing Junkin' Jonuts. How may I help make your day a little brighter?" I made sure to smile directly at Sam the entire opening and make sure she could hear me say this. The person on the headset was, thankfully, a regular. I have very good memory even after 2 years away from the job. I could probably remember some, if not all, the regulars' orders. Small-ish town. And I had no trouble taking his order, and he complimented me on my joyful tone. After that, I went back to, now redoing, the 8 large iced coffees and looked at Sam and said, "Could you be a saint and help me clean up the mess, please?" Sam stood rooted at her spot with her jaw on the floor. Our store manager luckily came out to see what the commotion was and looked at the mess and asked me what happened. I replied with, "I was taking this lovely lady's order and Sam told me to answer the headset while I had 4 large iced coffees in my hand, and she could have done it herself. She screamed at me to do it now, so I did." Our manager looked like she was trying hard not to chuckle but failed and looked at Sam and told her to clean it up. Sometimes I think about this and smile, knowing she got a little bit of shit she threw right back at her. Sorry if it's not the big finish like some of these stories are, but that's my story and I wanted to share it. I once worked at a cosmetics counter where some of the staff would say "not it" when they saw a customer they didn't want to help and run to the back. So, yikes! I'm paid by the hour, posted by user/RavenRaxa. One day, working at a convenience store, I had a line begin to form at the register I was working at. The customer I was trying to help was someone who was so bored they figured they'd try to piss me off by wasting my time. He started asking basic questions about products behind the counter, then proceeded to draw the conversation out meaninglessly. After it became apparent I had no response or didn't know the answer, he picked a different product and started over. I suppose he wanted me to reflect on my job and show him how miserable he thought I should be making minimum wage and dealing with a guy who wasn't trying to hide the fact that he was trying to piss me off. I dealt with similar people in retail by this point and was pretty good at dealing with them. I continued to politely answer his questions and be as patient and friendly as possible as a line started to form behind him. After some time, he started to realize I wasn't getting pissed off and he started to get annoyed by it. He started being even more annoying in the same fashion. There was now a line of people behind him watching this happen. I decided not to inform him that people were behind him. Eventually, he asked me something along the lines of, "Am I not pissing you off?" Except not that direct, but that's still essentially what he was asking me. And that was when I delivered one of my favorite comebacks I had the fortune of handing out during the time I worked in retail. "Sir, I'm getting paid by the hour. The people behind you aren't, though." He proceeded to glance behind him and was met with multiple pairs of pissed off eyes. A few of them even laughed at my comment. Annoying guy immediately left in embarrassment. Alright everybody, that's it for today's video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We're almost at 1,900, and like I said, once we hit 2,000, I'm going to be doing a 1-hour special. So let me know in the comments below, what kind of 1-hour special would you like? I was thinking either r/malicious-compliance or r/pro-revenge, but you guys let me know. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye!